Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Jenna and welcome to our 2023 goals, planning, setup, everything. You guys, I'm just so happy. Well, please excuse me, I'm actually kind of sick right now. I woke up today feeling like I kind of had a nasty cold. I've spent the last 2 weeks on PTO from my corporate job to really focus on myself. I took a break from YouTube altogether last week to kind of just refresh everything and set myself up for success for 2023. And I'm telling you guys, I feel like I have found my perfect sweet spot between planning, living in the moment, and hopefully like giving myself more support this year. And I'm just so excited to show you guys everything that I've planned, all of my goals, my planning setup. We're gonna do a mixture of digital planning and regular planning in this video. So I'm gonna show you guys like how I've set everything up and how I think I'm gonna make it work this year. And I really think I will. So I'm really, really excited. I feel like it's everywhere already, but 2023, I want this to be my year. I feel like last year and the year before, I was focusing on others a lot, and I wanna always focus on others. Like I just love people and others so much, and I always will prioritize other people. This year, I really want to make an effort to push myself and focus on me more. Focus on what I need. What do I need? Who do I need? How can I give myself what I need and not depend on others to give me what I need? All of that. And I have just spent the last 2 weeks on PTO and on break, just really thinking about that fact and thinking about how I want to make next year a year where I really grow and I grow myself. I don't let other people do that for me, but I give that to myself. And I'm just really excited. So welcome to this video. This is gonna be a very chatty, like me going through my whole planning. I have a Notion template that I've actually made, and I'm gonna do a separate Notion tour. So I'll give you guys like a sneak peek in this video, but the next video that you guys can expect from me is a whole Notion tour, and it's gonna include a free template for you guys. I'm really excited to bring back goal setting for me. I was really intentional this year about what type of goals would work best for me this year and what type of goals I think are going to push myself. And I just thought about the whole balance of digital and paper planning because I really do love both. And I think that both have completely different values. So I think that's everything. We're gonna talk about my planning setup and my Notion and my bullet journal. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to start a screen recording right now and show you guys my Notion. How about I'll show you guys my like homepage, but again, this is gonna be in a separate video where I do a whole entire Notion tour. I am just so excited. I feel like I've really found a nice sweet spot and I've learned how to use Notion in a very like beginners friendly way. So this template, when I make it available to you guys, it will be very, very beginners friendly. It's very simple, very minimal, but you can add the things that you want. And I've just made this to cater towards my needs this year. So I'm really excited. This is my dashboard where it has links to every single other subpage in my Notion. And what I do have in my Notion that I don't have in my actual paper planner is my yearly goals, my calendar, monthly goals and reflections, a weekly check-in. Those are things that I think you could put in a regular physical planner, but these are the things that I think that I need the most customization, the most flexibility, compatibility with my phone. I think these will be the most used. And so I just want to have it available at all times, no problems ever. I don't ever have to like kind of bring it with me because my phone is always with me and I can access my Notion on my phone. So these are the aspects of my life that I hope to put on my digital planner and not on a paper planner. Let me show you guys the yearly goals. Here's how this page looks. I think it's so pretty, but here's just kind of an overview of what the goals are. We're gonna go through every single section, but I basically made 3 different blocks of goals, and we have personal, health and fitness, and career. And I really wanted to make these goals in 3 different buckets because I didn't want to overdo it with myself. I already feel like looking at this looks like a lot, but honestly, I don't really think it is. I think some of these goals are very simple and I can check off pretty easily, and then some are just mindsets or lifestyles that I want to keep in mind throughout the whole year and implementing different ways to achieve these goals so that by the end of the year, I can say that I am a reader again. I do take care of myself weekly again. I do have a morning routine again, and I've made these goals specifically off of things that are not habits for me already. And I think that's a really good tip for goal setting. Try to make goals that you don't do already. Try to make goals goals on things that you want to grow and ways that you want to develop, because that's really what we hope to do this year, right? That's why we make New Year's resolutions or goals or anything, is because hopefully we want to be that 1 to 2 to 5, 10% better, so that by the end of the year we can say, look at how much I've grown, look at how much I've developed. I think that that's my favorite way of kind of making goals, especially after thinking about it for so long off camera. So these are my goals. I'm so excited. I have my entire goals in the middle, and then I have a quarterly breakdown and a monthly breakdown. So for quarter 1, I'm going to focus on my health and fitness goals, and those are broken up between 80-20 is probably the most vague goal for me, but I think that this is just something that I really want to try to do this year. I really want to try to accomplish living an 80-20 lifestyle where I'm eating mostly whole produce, whole foods, proteins, just very nutritious foods and good foods for my body and my brain, but also balancing that with moderation, and like the 20 where I indulge and I feed my soul and I really don't care about at all like what it is. I'm just kind of eating my cravings. So I want to try to adopt this lifestyle of 80-20, and I have a whole separate page in my Notion, which I'll show you in the next video, but I'm really excited. 80-20 is actually something that I feel like fits me very well in terms of what it is. So that on top of cooking more. I know I made this a goal last year, but to be honest, I did not want to cook that much last year, you guys. I just didn't. I think I just made that goal for myself to try to force myself, but I didn't really have like the intention or the want to actually try cooking more. But this year I really do feel like an itch or an interest to want to cook more and cook more meals and dishes, especially dinners. I feel like that's my hardest thing sometimes. So I have cooking more, finding go-to recipes, and more Korean food. I especially want to actually try cooking Korean food. I just have this like itch this year, and I feel like it's a lot more genuine than my goal last year to cook more. So that's back on my goals for this year. Run a 10-mile race. Ooh, I didn't add that. I have to say race. Thomas and I, my boyfriend, we did sign up. We did get into the lottery for the Washington, D.C. Cherry Blossom race, and we're running 10 miles. And you guys, 10 miles is a lot. I don't even know how people can run like half marathons and marathons. I cannot even fathom, because 10 miles is like really hard for me to process, but that is a really big challenge, and that's on April 2nd. I think that's a big reason why I really want to focus on like my nutrition and my health and fitness and everything, because I have this race at the end of Q1, and I really just want to like tackle it with flying colors, and I just want to do a really good job and run my best and not stop, and I'm really excited. And I actually really like long distance running, even though I think it's crazy. So I have that in April. That's another goal of mine, which will be an easy check off on April 2nd. And then I just have maintained consistency with exercise. This is something that I feel like I kind of dropped off with a little bit this year, which is why I'm putting this back on my list, because I really want to make sure that throughout the whole year I maintain a good consistency with my exercise. And I think last year I explored a lot with exercise. I went on a lot of long walks. I was running outside, doing solid core / reformer Pilates. I was doing a bunch of random things. Weightlifting even, I was trying that a lot, but I have Orange Theory again, and it actually really excites me. So I'm really excited to just maintain a good consistency with this one membership this year. Hopefully feel a lot stronger. I already feel a lot stronger since I started going around 2 months ago. So I want to maintain that consistency, and I'm going to have to train for the 10 miler anyways. So I hope that Q1 is a very, very nice, easy check off of we did focus on our health and fitness. Q2, those are our personal goals, and I have 5 sub-personal goals that I really want to focus on this year. The first one is reading 5 books. I want to read more, and this kind of goes hand in hand with developing a morning and night routine. I really want to incorporate reading in that ideal routine for me, because I just think throughout 2022, I was basically reading 1 book for the whole year, and I really loved it. And I feel like every time I would spend even the 2 minutes or 5 minutes reading a couple pages of that book, if you guys have been watching, you guys know it's called Think Like a Monk. And I just want to do that more. Like I want to give myself, and I want to feed my brain. So like this year, I'm really trying to think about what can I feed myself with, what can I nourish myself with, and how can I try to live becoming the best version of myself. And I do think a part of that is reading. So I really want to read more. I want to read like a fiction book. I want to read this book called All About Love, which is nonfiction. And yeah, I just really want to read more in general. I think it's just really good for me, and it allows me to slow down and allows me to have like my own self-care that's outside of screens, outside of everything, and I can just read. Going along with that, weekly self-care is another goal of mine. Like I said, I talked about this with my manicures, which like I haven't done this week, but I will, you guys. I actually lost like 3 nails already. Like I'm not doing well, but I just want to incorporate some sort of weekly self-care that allows me to slow down, because last year and basically ever since I started YouTube, I just feel like I have been so like hitting on the gas pedal so hard, barely giving myself breaks and only giving myself breaks when I feel like desperate for them. So I'm trying to really, really be my best self this year, show that I can balance YouTube and my full-time 9-to-5 corporate job while still being able to take care of myself and not feel burnout. So weekly self-care is something that is like honestly really outside of my comfort zone. I don't really do that a lot. So I'm gonna try to incorporate that this year to give myself some more balance and some more love. And weekly self-care can really mean anything. It could mean taking a bath or doing skincare or doing like an extra face mask or something, or it could mean journaling, or it could giving myself a manicure, or it could mean watching a show or movie. It could be anything. I just want to weekly do something for myself that allows me rest. And that is like a really big personal priority for me this year. Okay, creating a consistent morning/night routine. Towards the end of last year, I feel like I started developing my night routine again, and it really just basically means like go to sleep early, which is the last goal. I need to be an early sleeper, you guys, because I feel like that is like the best way to set myself up for success every single day. If I can get like a good night's rest, actually get like 8 hours, not even 7 to 8. If I can give myself 8 hours of sleep, I feel like I could just wake up every morning feeling like I can accomplish anything. But if I'm getting 7 hours or like 6 hours, dare I say, then doing my goals and doing my to-dos just feels a lot harder, and that's such an easy thing that I can do, is just go to sleep earlier. There's nothing really that productive for me to do anyways towards that end of the night. I would rather wake up early in the morning, so I hope to develop an early morning routine again, being able to go to sleep early. So those are like really, 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 really big priorities for me, which is why I want to focus it a lot on Q2. I will focus on those throughout the whole year, but Q2 is just kind of like my main like, okay, for these next 3 months, we will do this. We will go to sleep early and we will do this. And then lastly, growing my relationship with Thomas with something new. And I'm not exactly sure what this means yet, but I'm thinking about getting a book and like reading it together about like how to grow our relationship. And for me, like one of the books that I want to read, which is a book that one of you guys actually recommended about like what it's like dating somebody in medical school. So I just want to grow my relationship with Thomas in some different way this year, whether it's traveling to somewhere new, reading a book together. We want to incorporate like no screen times throughout the weeks this year. So that's something new that we'll maybe try, but yeah. So yeah, those are all of my personal goals. I'm really excited to focus on them in Q2. I feel like hitting the year hard with health and fitness will make it easy for me to like naturally progress into my personal goals after that, because I am going in hard on my health and fitness goals because I have a 10-mile run. Like I need to do that. So, and then lastly, for my goals, we have career. And these are just a mixture of like personal corporate things, but also like mainly YouTube things. Get promoted at work. That would be really nice. I would love to become a senior strategist, make videos outside of my comfort zone at least 1 time a month. Even though this is outside my comfort zone, I really hope to do this. It's just fun to kind of think of new video ideas. Otherwise you get bored, I think, with the content that you're creating. At least 1 time a month. I did that a couple times last year and I really, really liked it. So I want to incorporate that monthly throughout the whole year. Get a new piece of equipment for YouTube. That would be really nice. Maybe I could get like a nice big camera or something, or I have no idea what, a new lens or a GoPro. I don't really know, but I just want to get some new piece of equipment for YouTube, or like a new monitor maybe for editing. But that's another goal I have. Rebrand my YouTube at least 1 time. That would be really fun, just to kind of give myself like a creative refresh. But I'm not going to push myself to do that too much in the beginning of the year. It'll just kind of happen when it happens. No burnout this year, you guys. No burnout. I feel like I've burnt out pretty poorly in the past like 2 years, and I'm not going to do that this year. I'm like really determined to again make this my year, focus on me and not burn out. It's like glamorized almost to be like, I'm working so hard, I'm working overtime and I'm burnt out. And it's a bad excuse, it's a bad way to live, and I'm not gonna do that to myself this year. No burnout. And then lastly, I wanna make a notebook or a to-do list notepad. I've talked about this a couple times in the last couple videos of 2022, and I just think it'll be really fun. I didn't actually start it during my break. I feel like my break didn't even happen, to be honest. Like it was so hectic and I was moving around everywhere, but I really just wanna make a to-do list notepad. I feel like I have a really nice setup of what would work well for me, and I want to make it really affordable affordable, and I would love to just like use my own thing that I've made. I just think that's really cool. Those are all of my career goals. That's what I'm going to focus on in Q3, and then Q4 is going to be all of it. So if there's stuff that I didn't accomplish throughout each quarter's like focus, then I'll spend the last quarter just kind of wrapping it all up and tying a bow and everything, and hopefully accomplishing every single goal, because I think these are a lot, but I think that these all kind of go hand in hand together, and I feel like they're very like me kind of goals. So I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. And then I have a monthly breakdown of how I want to accomplish these goals. And this isn't too rigid. This is just kind of a way for me to think about like, how can I focus on these goals more month by month? So January, I have 80/20 / weekly meal planning. That's going to be like my big focus. I want to focus on meal planning all of my dinners every single week this month, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's my monthly breakdown. And then at the end, I have like more intentions. They're not goals, but they're just things that I want to keep in mind for this year. And you can see them right here. My sister and my brother-in-law are moving back home this year. So I'm really excited to like bring my sister back into like my daily life. And I want to think about how I can make them a priority as they're moving home. Once they are moved home, like how I can see them more and things we can do together. So I want to keep that in mind this year. Knowing that all of my close friends are living away from me now, like in different states, almost like all of my best friends aside from like a literal small handful of them now. But this year I just want to focus on like the good parts of my friends being away. So exploring more, traveling more, getting outside my comfort zones. Like last year, I think I went to like 5 new cities for the first time in my life. And all of those reasons were to visit my friends. So I think that's really cool. And I'm going to try to do that more this year and keep that in mind, keep the good parts in mind. Spending less impulsively on clothes. I just need to do that better. So I'm going to keep that intention this year. More time for my mom and dad, go home for a weekend every like 4 to 6 weeks. I feel like I tend to go home for like a day and then go home back to Arlington at night because it's such an easy drive. It's like my home is like 50 minutes away from where I live here in Arlington. I want to actually like be home for weekends more. So I'm going to try to do that this year. And Thomas will be finishing his first year of medical school this year. So I wanted to find like how we can celebrate him, and maybe we can go on like a nice trip and yeah, just spend that time together. So these are my yearly goals. I feel like that was a lot and I talked for a really long time, but this was a big part of my digital planning. Like I just think this works really well because goals are fluid. Throughout the whole year, you guys, if there's goals you want to add or delete or move, we should not have to think that these goals that we're making right now in January have to remain goals for the whole year. Let's say in March I want to move something around. We should be able to move that around if we want. I just want to tell you guys that these are my goals, but they might change throughout the year. And I hope that encourages you to change your goals if you need to throughout the year. Goals are a very, very fluid thing, and I feel like we tend to forget that. So these are my goals as of January right now. And I tried to think about my whole year, but maybe they will change. Okay, so another part of my digital planning is going to be my calendar. Here's how it looks. Again, I'll do like a whole Notion tour because there's a lot of stuff I don't have time to go through today, but I have a monthly calendar for everything and then for like YouTube related things, and I need to fill it out a little bit more for the rest of January, but I'm really excited because I can access this calendar on my phone too, so there's nothing like to be in more than one place. Everything is just going to be on this digital calendar, which I really, really like. And then I have my monthly goals and reflections, which is just really an area to break down how I want to focus on my goals each month that year, and then I have a little end of month like mini journal prompt / reflection. So I think this is just going to be a good way for me again to slow down, incorporate more self-care time, incorporate these at the end of the month. And honestly, I'm thinking about making my monthly like reset just like a wrap, so that every month I'll have like January wrapped and February wrapped and stuff, you know, like a wrap up or like the Spotify wrapped. I don't know. I think that like might work for me. I'm not exactly sure, but this is overall like how I'm doing my monthly goals and reflections. I just have a little breakdown and then a journal prompt. My weekly check-in is going to be something that I'm going to do either every Sunday night or Monday morning. And it's really just a mixture of a journal prompt and a way for me to write out my tasks and like brain dump them. So I'll have a mini check-in, things from last week that I didn't accomplish that I want to keep like top of mind, some reminders on a sticky note, and then I'll do here a brain dump of all of my tasks to do that week, and then I'll capture them in my planner, which is my paper planner. So I got this idea or this like setup from Jules Ackery, and I'll link that video in the description box because I was really, really inspired by her. I think this is like her exact format or layout, so all credit to her. I think this is just like genius. I just made it like a little bit more simplified. So this is my content creation hub. This is the last thing I'll show you guys. I almost forgot about this, but this is the last thing I'll show you guys in terms of my Notion for right now. I have a content creation hub where I'm going to plan out all of my videos every single month. And again, this is a way that I really want to incorporate more self-care for me this year and not feeling so like on the spot. I have to decide things on the spot, don't know what video to film and everything. I have other videos in like status view, but I mainly am using this page to have published dates so I can see what my upload schedule is for the whole month. That's like a really, really big thing I did not do last year that I really, really want to do this year because I think it will let me be less stressed. Yeah, that's my last thing for my Notion. Make sure you guys are subscribed because the next video is a whole entire Notion tour, which you guys can already see the sneak peek of everything. But that will be upcoming because it will be way too long if it's in this video. I'm really, really excited because I feel like all of these things that I talked about are ways that I can maximize the flexibility and the tool capability of Notion and doing it digitally on my laptop like very quickly. And then I'll do everything else in my bullet journal / planner, which you guys know, this is the Amanda Rach Lee Doodle Planner for 2023. And it's basically a coloring book, planner, bullet journal all in one, which is literally crazy. So how about we sit down and talk about the bullet journal. Okay, this is my bullet journal / planner, and I went through all of the ways that I'm going to be digitally planning, but I think for me, genuinely a sweet spot for planning will be doing both digital and traditional paper planning. I am just like a paper and pen person at heart, and this is just like the perfect thing for me, I think, because I also love bullet journaling, but I don't have time to devote to bullet journaling anymore like I used to. So this thing, which is basically like a pre-made bullet journal, is so freaking cool. What I'm going to do is everything I just showed you, I don't need my daily planner for besides that weekly check-in. And what I'll do every single week is I'll plan out, or I'll just do like a brain dump of all of my tasks that I want to accomplish that week, and then I have a little checkbox that says captured in planner, and then that's what I'll do every single week. I'll capture all of those tasks in my planner because every week you have like a weekly layout, very traditional planner style, but it's also a coloring book. So like next week I have to color this in, and it's just so pretty and I can't wait. I colored this actually in my last video, my like prepping for 2023 video, but making this a part of like my weekly self-care or monthly self through coloring I think is going to be really, really good for me. So I'm really excited. It makes me feel like I have a bullet journal again. So like I said, my to-dos and my daily to-do list, my tasks, my personal things that I need to do every single day, that will be all tracked in my planner, just like a regular traditional planner. A lot of people have planners on their Notion, but for me, I like the paper planner, and I like the fact that I can color it in because it's just like, again, added self-care. I think this will be a really good sweet spot for me, and I hope you guys like it. I think this is really, really fun. And then something else I'm also gonna do in my planner that I'm not doing in my Notion is my habit tracking. So every month in the Amanda Rach Lee Doodle Planner, there's a habit tracker and a mood tracker, and so that's how I'm going to track my habits and everything this year and my mood. I don't really want to double track a lot of things, so I just think it would be overkill to make a habit tracker in my Notion, which is why I really, really like this. So my habit tracker and my mood tracker every single month will be in my regular planner too, just because it's also like, again, coloring, and I think that's really fun. And I want to use this like to its maximum potential and use Notion to its maximum potential, but for me. So I think this is just my sweet spot of using both. And then other things in my bullet journal / planner, I can show you guys my little spreads. This is my 2023 vision board journal style because Amanda Rach Lee started doing this a couple years ago, and I just think it was really, really fun. And it's just like a little collage of words and phrases and things that you want for the new year, and I really, really like it. So I have just like a bunch of things. I have like mom and dad first, sleep by 9, Notion, routines are back, rest, 50K subscribers, that would be really cool. And yeah, so just a bunch more things. This is what this looks like. I just wanted to show you guys. And then another spread that I made for the beginning of the year is my stats, and I just have all the stats from 2022 that I wanted to keep. Like last year I had posted 107 videos, I had over 1.2 million views in my channel, I gained 9,800 subscribers, and I had 29 brand deals. So, and then I just wrote out my top videos. So I hope to do that at the end of 2023. I'm really excited. But yeah, that's just like a stats page, not really much to track here. I just kind of wanted to have it. And then on this side I have like to remember, which is basically just gonna be any type of like small quote or reminder reminder or something I see on like Instagram or something that I want to keep in mind to just kind of have as like affirmations and encouragement in my bullet journal. My last spread is the 80/20 life. That is something that I did carry over from my Notion, because again, this is just probably like my biggest goal. This is like my biggest priority this year. So yeah, I just kind of wrote it out more. And if you guys want me to speak a little bit more about the 80/20 life, I feel like I can't like speak about it too much, or at least like my experience, until I've done it for some time. So I just like really want to make changes to my lifestyle and feel better about what foods I'm fueling my body with. So yeah, 80/20. I made a whole spread, and then I have like a weekly tracker of if I accomplish like 80/20 that week of the year. So again, I'm not going to be too strict about this, but I hope that at the end of the year I will almost prefer my like nutritious meals, and I won't prefer like that makes me feel all sluggish all the time. So yeah, the hope is that at the end of the year, once we reach the week 52, I will almost prefer those nutritionist meals. Nutritious. Okay, and then that's everything for my bullet journal. Then we just have my monthly breakdown, habit and mood tracker I showed you guys. And then each month also has a free dot grid page. I haven't done anything with it yet. I feel like I'm just gonna make it a quote page this month, to be honest, because I did a lot of planning in this year already for January. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. That's how I'm going to accomplish my planning setup this year with Notion, digital planning, and regular planning. I feel like a lot of videos on YouTube are just very either or, so I want to show you guys that you can have a sweet spot of doing both, and this really excites me because it feels like very me. Okay, and then lastly, how about we go somewhere else for the last part? The sun is going down. Do you guys see that? Okay, you guys, and then lastly, here's my vision board for 2023. I made this on Canva. This is just so fun because I'll put side by side a picture of my old vision board from 2022 and then this year's. I just feel like my 2023 vision board has a lot more color, like a lot more happiness, a lot more actual inspiration, and a lot more balance, whereas I feel like in 2022 I focused too much on like fashion and other random things. But this year I'm really focusing on what can give my life more color. I have nutritious foods, I have some poems and some small quotes, pictures of DC, pictures of Thomas, my family, more traveling. I just really love my vision board this year. I feel like it looks really good. If you guys don't like making vision boards, I get it, but it's honestly just like a really fun exercise to do if you have an extra 30 minutes or so. You just copy and paste pictures from Canva, and then you can blend in a couple of pictures of your own. And I just think it's really nice to look at. I literally made it my desktop background. We have a really good setup this year. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this setup. Do you use Notion and a planner, or do you use only a planner, or are you waiting for my Notion tour, which is coming very soon? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays and some time off if you had any, and let's make this our year together. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I post new videos every Tuesday and Friday in 2023. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video, but until then, I miss you already.